Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, man?
Doing all right. So apologize, I'm on a moving bus here, so it's they scheduled it at a weird time, before we got to the venue. So apologies if I'm a little swaying back and forth.
Nah, it's all good, man. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man. Like, in fact, you're one of the busiest men out there, I think.
You're not wrong there.
Are you one of these people that has like a million tabs open in your head all the time?
Uh, yeah. I mean, well, things are kind of winding down a little bit. 'Cause I was with Ice Nine Kills for most of the year. Before that, working on the Bad Wolves album, and then also my old band, God Forbid, did a reunion show. So it's like two of those projects are kind of in the rearview mirror for this year, at least.
Yeah.
And so I could kind of just focus on Bad Wolves for the time being. So yeah, like just in the last couple of days, I think I'm burnt out. So I've just been like, just the weight of everything is just kind of hitting me. So I'm like trying to figure out how to get some rest and kind of
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
everything in.
You definitely need to get that rest, otherwise you get a croaky voice like this. But yeah, I mean, you've been out with Ice Nine Kills, then writing this album. You're writing like your own stuff, like doing blogs and podcasting, and then like at the moment you got this tour which runs like almost up until the holidays. Which part of your life gives you the most satisfaction right now?
I mean, listen, I'm pretty comfortable on the road. That lifestyle, being a vagabond, about the world is something I'm pretty used to. I probably connect to the live experience a little more than I do like the studio experience. Uh I get a little restless, I think, even though I really enjoy it. And I think when you're really locked in creatively, there's something special about that nothing can really replace. But I'm a road dog, man. Just getting out there and making it happen. Like, there's a simplicity to that life that works for me, and I think to some degree almost probably hurts me in normal life, because every time I go home, it takes me probably a month just to like adjust, to kind of the day to day.
Yeah, so you're saying that you love being out on the road, and even when you're not out with Bad Wolves, yeah, it seems like everybody wants you to play with them. Like, you're jumping in, and you've done this for a long time, right? Like,
Yeah.
What you get from that experience, like playing with other bands, that's different to what you do in your main job?
I mean, every environment's different, right? The people are different, the music's different, how they approach their work is different. So, the main thing I think for me is just you have to be adaptable, because you're going to have different roles in different environments. And some of those you're going to be more of a leadership role, and others you're going to be more of like a cog in a wheel. But I just appreciate the opportunity, going out with someone like Ice Nine Kills, who's a really successful band. And to some degree, like, half the time the music is almost secondary to like this stage show, and you really feel like you're this little piece of a much bigger puzzle. And you're almost like a witness to it but you are a participant in it. It's just like this little circus. And then with God Forbid, I pretty much run the show. I'm kind of the main guy as far as dealing with logistics and organizing the band, and getting the set list together, and just every element of, putting the merch. I'm really involved. And so it's just about being aware, and also just learning. Like, every new situation is a place you can learn something more about how to do your job better, and to me, it's just always just be of service, be useful, like be someone who's making other people's jobs a little easier, and that's the thing I've learned. And I think one of the reasons why it seems like I keep getting work, is that when I'm around, I think it greases the wheels and makes everything flow a little smoother. At least I hope so.
Well, people keep asking you, so you must be doing something right. So let's talk about the God Forbid shows that you did. How did that feel?
I mean, it's to be honest, it was a little surreal because we did a few like support shows before we did the cruise, and we were opening up for Doc Coyle and Hatebreed, and it was weird because good portion of that audience I don't think knew who the band was. So in a weird way, we were almost like an old new band, and that was like where we're playing these songs that are 20 years old or whatever, but it felt really fresh. It was very, I don't know, it threw in a good way. It was cool. Like you didn't almost like it feel like a new start, where you're out in the hunt. And you're like, hey world, check out what we're doing. We're doing this cool thing, and and that was a little different than the couple last kind of shows we did. But the thing about God Forbid is what strikes me is there's a lot of power to that music, and the way it represents itself live. It's just like I play a God Forbid show and I'm physically beat up, because what the music brings out of you is very intense. For me personally, and it's a big piece of my soul in a way no other band really can be, because that's, I was very involved in all the writing and the concepts, and it's a big piece of my identity, but I've grappled with the idea of like, at one point that was the only thing in my life. And now I've grown to the point where I don't need to do that. But when then you get a chance to do it, you realize how connected and kind of part of you it is, but but it's not my identity, even though musically that's what I was doing and so connected for so long.
I actually saw God Forbid like back in the day, like a long time ago. I can't even remember what year it was. I saw you guys in Birmingham in the UK, which is where I'm from.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. The UK was always great to us. One of the first places where, just a really excited fan base, like people who kind of got what we were doing and connected to it. And, hopefully, we can, we're doing all this reunion stuff. We can get back there, because I know that audience would be very excited to see us.
Yeah. So the Bad Wolves album's been out a couple of weeks now. How's the reaction been so far? How's it feel to have that out in the world now?
Well, I mean, the surprising thing to me is how much better the reaction has been to the album as a whole than the singles individually. And not to say people didn't like the singles, but I think people have a better scope of what we were trying to do and the bigger picture. And so that's been really encouraging, because I think it might be one of those albums that people slowly discover over time. Because I think maybe there's a little more depth to this album than maybe some of the previous records. And it's just kind of just cool to see, like, oh, this person, I really like this song that you wouldn't know that, that's people are connecting to that song or something, and kind of just see it happen organically. But so far it's been, the response has been actually very, very, just very good. We get people like Chris Daughtry are hitting me up, hey man, this album is incredible, and friends of mine, this is the greatest rock album of all time. Like, I'm like, all time? How about all that? So it's been really cool to see. But I look at it like we're right at the beginning of this long process of kind of sharing this music with the world and exposing it. Because every time you put a new record out, you got to go and work it. You got to go and sell the thing. You got to go, hey, look at us. We got a new thing. Come check out our new thing. And you go out, and to me, that's all about the live environment, going out and playing the songs live, because that's how they're going to, it's a different experience listening to it at home and seeing how it actually connects with people face to face,
It's definitely my favorite Bad Wolves album so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, it feels like it's got even more depth than usual. Hard to put a finger on exactly what I mean, but yeah, it really connected with me much more. So you've got this tour, and then I guess you're going to take a break for the holidays maybe. And then what's 2024 looking like for you?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be touring. I mean, we're talking about ideas. I think we want to do something in a headline capacity in the States, coming up. But nothing has been like completely locked down yet. But I imagine it'll be a lot of time on the road promoting as well.
Yeah, so you'll be a happy man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, hopefully less burnt out. We'll see.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, man. So, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. It sounds like everything's going really great for you. Enjoy the tour, and thank you very much for your time, because I know you're busy.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.